Hey YouTube, just thought I'd do a quick video on some price related content. It's been a while. Obviously my prediction on the 25th of November, which was what, around here, we'd come down. I was expecting price to push back up and then drop. I'll go back down to the hour. As I've been learning a few bits and pieces that have proven very invaluable. Mainly about basing and rallying and supply and demand and thinking like a big bank and, you know, where do people want to buy, where are people going to sell, and people really at the moment really trading these cryptocurrencies like it's nobody's business before it gets too volatile and probably making a lot of money. And the concept is pretty simple really. As you can see right here, we've had this sort of cluster of price, which you'd class as the sort of new range, and that's where after this price has then decided to drop. So I'll just get this a little bit bigger as well. Let's just bring this a bit chunkier. Goodness me. So yeah, you can see the price is sort of pushed down, consolidated, and then it did decide to break to the downside. So if you were trading this, you would think, well, next time it gets to, look at the size of these candles, they're massive, pushing down. We've probably got another little zone there on the lower time frame. Because two things have happened. So price is pushed away, okay, and then when it's bounced off the bottom, price did spike back into this area again, or thereabouts I should say, before it dropped down. But more importantly, if we look, we drag this zone out, look where price popped into before it dropped off the face of the earth again. So since this point, where we pop back up, price has just continued to drop and drop and drop. And then again, similar sort of thing. Bit of consolidation, obviously a bit longer on this time frame, but there's bigger candles here. So you could have, if you're trading of course, you could have thought, right, well, I'll wait until price gets back up to this zone and then I'll short it again. And sure enough, on this occasion, price did push right up into that zone, but again, since then, price has pushed down and pushed down. And again, we can just keep going and drawing these zones. Look, price consolidate, big candles pushed away when we really dropped away. And where did price pull back up into before we dropped again? Oh, back up into that zone. And then we dropped and dropped and dropped. So the most recent zone we've had is here, which again, we came pretty much just up to it and then we pushed back down. I guess the question is, looking at the daily, where is the biggest place that we would be looking for a reversal? Because at the moment we're in a bear trend, we haven't had the catalyst, we haven't had the areas to go. And if you're looking from a institutional perspective, where's the one place that you think price will go before it really catapults to the moon, the stratosphere, past $1, past $3, maybe past $8 to $50 to $589? Well, let's have a little look, and if you've paid any attention to what I've just been highlighting, you'll probably have noticed, if we look left, where's the lowest point where there was a bull run with big candles? So what we've got this, really, this area here, okay? This area, which we are edging ever so closely towards. We are edging ever so closely towards. And then failing that, that was the most recent, you know, the recent rally. So there is a good chance that 26, or at the top, we just dip into it. Basically, this whole area between 26.76 and 28, call it 28.150, would be a good area for price to hit and then hit and go up further. I mean, we could discount this because of what happened here. Price came back to this area. Any orders that may have been filled with people waiting to buy at this area, it pushed up. So again, people might be waiting for this area again, but if, like a few out there with their predictions that they're waiting for 27, 20, 15, is that really that far-fetched? And why are these people saying that they're going to buy in? What I say is Rob Art. I like his videos. He's, very straightforward, no nonsense, no hypey hype stuff. But look, we had this zone here is where price touched the first time. I mean, look at that. We had this, you could call it really. It came very, very close before, but we've got this sort of consolidation just here. So we've got the lows there, and before it broke, we've got the close, I would say there. Let's have a look. We're calling the top at 23.6. 23.6. So I'll just drag that there, make sure 23.6. Yeah. Good. So, immediate zones. I mean, if the orders are really low, then yes, we would be looking, realistically, this would be the ultimate zone. But again, you can see where, let me just drag this over, always say to the top. 15.869, okay. 15.869, I'll try and be as quick as I can. 15.869. 15.869, okay. So, either way, I have a strong feeling that yes, we are pretty much now in the institutional area of where they would want to buy. I mean, put it, if you're a bank, you would be wanting to buy at 15 cents, not at $3.80. Let's be honest. And you got to think back then, it was 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's just been pushed down and down and down. But again, it only had one touch, this zone, before it really went back up again, and then we consolidated up one touch and went. But I think personally that this is still a very strong possibility. I mean, let's look at the weekly chart really, just to get some ideas. So, on a weekly chart, it does become more apparent that realistically we've had this base here and shot up. So yeah, I would say it wouldn't surprise me if 23.5 cents was the lowest we may go. Obviously, it won't take much for it to just push down into that area. But again, you can see on the way down. So we push down, pull back up, consolidate, push down, consolidated. Where did price push back up into? Right into this area here. Push down. We had some consolidation right up here. Where did we push back up into? Back down. So that's XRP. Interesting. Bitcoin though. I never really look at Bitcoin because I don't really care about Bitcoin. But let's have a little look where Bitcoin's pushing. And again, if you're a bank, what price? I mean, honestly, I'll put it out there now. I feel that we could see this sort of zone here as possibly being the lowest that would go. That would tie in, I mean, this is the weekly charts, this would tie in with next year, ETFs, the SEC, people getting things approved. But again, if you're a bank, would you want to buy a Bitcoin at 20 grand or for the discount bargain basement price of 2,000? Which is, at the lowest side, we're looking at 1,800, give or take. I don't feel that price would drop down to 1,300, but there's nothing to say that it won't or it can't. But the lowest point we've got really, because we're still in this base here as well. So price is really dipping at the moment. So it hasn't broken through the other side. So if price respects 3,000 or 2,993, then this is the next zone to keep an eye out for. But again, from there, it could get very interesting. Where could the price? I mean, here's the thing. So there's the bottom. Where could the price go first before people try and sell it off again? Well, let's jump to the daily just to get an idea here. But I mean, for me, that one area that really wasn't touched, where we could see some initial selling, I would say after a very strong rally, would at the highest point be right back up, obviously at all-time highs. But in closer proximity, There's a good zone at around the 9 to 10,000, so we've got this possible area that you could watch out for us to break. Again, we've got to break past these barriers. You've got that sort of general zone there. So anything could happen is the overall message, but it's just being aware of these zones, what could happen, how we can get there, and what we can do. But again, it's not the end of the world, but it's just thinking like, if you're going to go buy a house, you're going to go buy a car, a guitar, anything that you want, you're going to go and find the best bargain that you can. And what you've got to remember is that the banks have the power and the facilities to enable this mass manipulation to where they want to be. Not where we want to be, but where they want to be. And anyone that believes that because we're decentralised doesn't mean we can be manipulated, it's pretty much the key to why it can be manipulated even more so than normal exchanges, because there's no regulation. So at the moment, everyone that is trading and doing that sort of thing probably having a right old time. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do this side of Christmas. We'll see what happens. We'll see which zone price comes into. I'll post these up on my trading view just so I've got a daily perspective in these zones. But I hope you have a good Christmas season. Hope Santa brings you everything that you wished for, and that the new year 2019 brings big changes to everyone that's involved, and we can all really just live happily ever after. And I've got to be honest, my absence from Twitter has been very much needed. Brilliant. Just my own bullshit to deal with instead of everyone else's. So I'll leave it there, and enjoy your weekend and have a good Christmas and a new year.